My child, do not turn your eyes or your heart away. Not now, because what you are about to hear is the difference between wandering through life, wondering why you exist, and finally awakening to the truth I wrote over your days before you were ever born. You are not an accident. You are not lost in the crowd. You carry a blueprint, a sacred assignment that only you can fulfill. Yet so many miss it because they never pause to listen, to see, to believe. This is your moment to hear what the world cannot tell you. Stay with me, because with every second that passes, your spirit has a chance to remember what I placed in you since the beginning of time. If you walk away now, you risk living another day beneath your purpose, your worth, your calling. But if you lean in, if you open your heart, I will awaken you to the reason you are here, and you will never see yourself the same way again. Listen, beloved, this is the message you cannot afford to miss. Before you ever took your first breath, I had already breathed destiny into your spirit. You are not a wandering soul trying to find meaning. You are a living manifestation of meaning itself, planted in this world as a divine assignment waiting to unfold. I know how often you question your place. You look at the world around you and feel small, lost in a sea of voices and directions. But I did not create you to be lost in the noise. I created you to rise in clarity, to stand in the authority of who I say you are, to walk out a purpose that no one else can replicate, no matter how similar their story may appear. You are not here to survive someone else's version of life. You are here to fulfill the specific sacred mission I designed for you. Your life is not an experiment. It is a blueprint, detailed, specific, alive. This blueprint is not about controlling your every move. It is about the intention behind your being. It includes your giftings, the way you feel deeply, the things you love, the passions that spark when no one else understands why. It includes your natural talents and even the burdens you carry, because all of it points to what I made you for. These aren't coincidences. These are coordinates leading you into alignment with the greater calling etched on your spirit. I placed within you what no one else carries in the same way. Others may be gifted, others may be called, but no one else carries your exact essence, your story, your scars, your experiences. They are not liabilities. They are the unique shapes of your soul's lens, the exact filter through which my light shines differently than through anyone else. You are a reflection of my creativity, not a mistake to be fixed, but a wonder to be revealed. Have you noticed how certain things stir you? How certain moments feel like they reach into the core of who you are and awaken something deeper than words can touch? That's because those moments touch your soul purpose, the deeper call that lives within your spirit. You were never meant to live on the surface. You were meant to live from the center, from your spirit, where my spirit speaks. I am always calling to you from there. I am drawing you not into obligation, but into revelation, the realization that your life is a key to something eternal, and your purpose is not only real, it is rising. The human experience is not a test of worth. It is a journey of unfolding. I do not demand you become someone else to fulfill your calling. I call you to become who you truly are. That journey will include unlearning lies, shedding shame, and stepping into the light of truth. That truth begins here. You are not just existing. You are participating in a divine story that I authored from the beginning of time. You are my poem, my masterpiece, my echo in the earth. You may not yet fully see the shape of your purpose, but you are not as far from it as you think. In fact, every experience you've lived, the joy and the sorrow, the success and the failure, has been shaping you, refining you, preparing you. I waste nothing. Even your detours, even your delays are being rewritten into the design. Nothing in your life has been overlooked. I have watched every moment, and I have already woven redemption into the places that once made you feel disqualified. I have never needed perfection to use you. What I need is willingness. What I seek is surrender. And from there, I awaken what has been dormant. I ignite the calling that has been waiting for your yes. I breathe life into your buried gifts and remind you that it's not too late, not too early. It's right on time. I know what you carry. I placed it there. I know what you fear. I hold that too. And still I say, you are ready. You are not made to drift. You are made to live with divine direction. That does not mean your path will always be clear, but it does mean I will always be with you, guiding, prompting, leading you step by step into greater alignment with who I made you to be. And with every step I am revealing more of the blueprint. You will not be left in the dark. I am light, and I shine upon your path. Your purpose is not performance. It is not found in applause or achievement. It is found in the intersection of your soul and my spirit, where what makes you come alive aligns with what the world desperately needs. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to follow the voice that already knows the way. I am that voice, and I will not lead you astray. You are here on purpose. You are here for a purpose, and nothing in this life, no pain, no detour, no fear, can erase what I have placed within you. Your divine calling is not fragile. It is secured in heaven, and I am fiercely committed to seeing it fulfilled. You are my beloved, my creation, my instrument of love and impact in the earth. You were designed to bring light, to bring change, to bring the reflection of me into places only you can reach. Do not minimize what you carry. Do not downplay your story. You are the answer to questions someone else is asking. You are the proof that I still speak, still heal, still move. And yes, your life is written with eternal intention. Let that truth settle deep. Let it awaken something holy in your soul. Let it remind you that no matter how you feel today, you are exactly where you need to be to take the next step into the fullness of why you're here. I've been speaking to you all along, through the ordinary, through the quiet, through the seemingly random events of your days. The signs have always been there. Not loud, not forceful, but present. Like a song you can almost hear if you lean close enough. I do not shout because I want you to seek. I do not hide because I want you to chase. And every time you pause to question, is this something more? That very question is my invitation to look deeper. What you call coincidence, I often call coordination. The moments you brush off as luck, I design as leading. You have noticed patterns, thoughts that repeat, people who show up at just the right time, circumstances that align with your silent prayers. These are not illusions. These are the fingerprints of my presence, guiding you gently but intentionally. I do not waste synchronicity. It is my subtle language. It is how I speak to those who are beginning to wake up to the idea that life is not random, that purpose is not reserved for a select few. You're not excluded from divine direction. You're in the center of it. The discomfort you feel in places that once felt safe, that is also a sign. The stirring in your heart when you hear certain words, the tears that come unexpectedly, the way a certain thought won't leave you, that's not your imagination. That is your spirit recognizing truth. That's your soul remembering what I placed there long ago. There's a deeper part of you, beyond what you know, beyond what you've been taught, that is fully aware of your divine assignment. That part of you is not confused. That part of you is beginning to rise. I use everything to speak, not just moments of glory and worship, but moments of confusion and pain. I speak through beauty, yes, but also through brokenness, because even your disappointments carry direction. Even the doors that closed were signs, steering you away from what would have numbed your purpose or silenced your voice. I protected you in places where you thought I had abandoned you. I preserved your calling by not letting you settle for less than what I made you for. Every delay that felt cruel was a divine route to something richer. There have been people I brought into your life not to stay, but to spark, to ignite a memory, a passion, a part of you that had gone dormant. Sometimes my purpose for them was not permanence, it was activation. Their exit does not mean you missed your way. It means their role in your journey has been completed. And even the pain they caused can become part of your calling. for I turn even betrayal into wisdom. I turn every loss into seed. I see the ways you doubt yourself. You wonder if you're just making all this up, if the longing inside you is real or just wishful thinking. But I assure you, beloved, that longing was placed there by me. It is the compass pointing toward your deeper truth. You were not made to be content with just existing. You are made to live fully, intentionally, purposefully. The ache you feel when you're not aligned with your calling is not dysfunction. It is direction. It is my spirit reminding you that you are more than what you're settling for. Listen for me in the quiet, in the places between distractions. When you disconnect from the noise, my voice will rise. It may sound like your own thoughts, but it carries my clarity. My voice is not always thunder. Sometimes it is the conviction that won't leave, the idea that keeps returning, the dream that persists even when logic says to give up. Trust that. Trust me in that. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to follow the next prompting. I've also placed intuition within you, a holy compass aligned with my spirit. It is not a mystery. It is the way your soul responds to what aligns with your purpose. When something feels alive, expansive, peaceful, that is your spirit recognizing alignment. When something feels forced, draining, heavy, that is your spirit signaling disconnection. Learn to listen. Learn to follow peace. My purpose for you does not come with chaos. It comes with clarity and quiet courage. You don't need to compare your path with others. Some awaken to their calling through dramatic moments. Others find it quietly over time, through simple obedience. Do not despise your way just because it doesn't look like theirs. I tailor every path to the one I created it for. Your journey is holy because you are walking it with me. And I am not just leading you to your purpose, I am walking with you through it. Purpose is not the destination, it is the journey. It is every day lived with me, every yes you give, every moment you choose truth over fear. I will continue to place signs in your path, confirmations, coincidences, conversations that awaken something in you. Pay attention. Write them down. Celebrate them. These are my affirmations to your heart. You are not alone. You're on the right path. Keep walking, and even when you don't feel them, trust that they are still coming. I am not silent. I am strategic. I am always speaking to the hearts that are willing to listen. Your life is full of signs because your purpose is active. It is unfolding in real time. It does not begin someday. It is already happening. You are not waiting for me to start the work. I already began it, and I will be faithful to complete it. You are not missing it. You are moving through it, step by step, closer each day. You are living in divine rhythm. You are already more aligned than you realize. And the more you tune your heart to me, the more the signs will become unmistakable. I do not lead you into confusion. I lead you into purpose, and you are walking in it now. Now that your heart has begun to recognize the signs, it's time to go deeper into unlocking what I've already placed within you. The potential you sense stirring inside has been there all along. Not waiting for permission from the world, but for your agreement with me. You are not lacking what you need. You have not missed your moment. You are not too late or too far behind. Everything required to fulfill your divine purpose is already inside of you, waiting to be awakened, sharpened, and released. The unlocking of your purpose begins not with striving, but with reflection. I want you to pause and look inward, not through the lens of judgment, but through the eyes of love. Ask yourself what you carry. What burdens rise up in your heart when you see injustice, when you hear stories of suffering, when you witness beauty or breakthrough? Those burdens are not flaws. They are signals, sacred pointers to what matters most to your soul. I place those weights in you, not to crush you, but to guide you. Your heart aches for what you are meant to heal. Your passions are not frivolous. They are not indulgent. They are a vital part of your blueprint. The things that make you come alive, the ideas that energize you, the causes that compel you, the dreams that ignite you, these are whispers from my spirit, guiding you toward the work only you can do. I don't call you to serve from exhaustion or guilt. I call you to move from passion, from overflow, from alignment with what brings life to your soul. Purpose flows not from duty, but from connection. Take time to explore those passions, trace their roots. Remember the moments, even as a child, when something within you lit up. That spark wasn't just imagination, it was identity revealing itself. The world may have tried to silence that spark, to replace it with pressure or performance, but I am reigniting it. You don't have to be famous to be impactful. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You only need to be fully yourself, fully alive, in the design I formed within you. Purpose is not about fitting into a mold. It's about unfolding the full measure of what's already inside. And that process starts with knowing your values, what you truly believe, what you will stand for, and what you will not compromise. Your values are the anchor of your purpose. They give your actions meaning and your decisions clarity. When you align your choices with your core convictions, your life begins to move with power and intention. You stop drifting, you start building. But I know this process isn't without fear. There are doubts that still cling to you, voices that say you're not enough, that it's too risky, too late, too complicated. Those voices are not from me. I never speak through fear. I speak through peace. And where I lead, I always provide. I know you feel the tension between longing for more and fearing what it might cost. But what's on the other side of obedience is not loss, it's liberation. Let me show you how to quiet the fears. Start by confronting them, not with logic, but with truth. You are not alone. You are not powerless. You are not unworthy. You have been chosen, equipped, and surrounded by grace. Every fear you face is an invitation to lean deeper into my love, and my perfect love will cast out that fear. You don't have to be fearless to move forward. You just have to let faith be louder than the lies. It's okay to take small steps. Obedience doesn't require a full map. It just asks for a yes. One step, one action, one moment of trust. That's how you move into your calling. That's how you unlock your potential. And with each step, I will meet you with provision, with encouragement, with clarity you didn't have before. The clarity is in the going. The power is in the doing. And you are more ready than you feel. You may think you need more qualifications, more experience, more connections, more confidence, but I qualify those I call. I use what the world overlooks. I turn your weakness into a vessel of my strength. Some of the most profound impact comes not from polished performance, but from raw honesty, from someone who dared to say yes even while shaking, from someone who dared to rise even after falling. You don't need to be flawless. You need to be faithful. Look around. There are lives waiting on your yes. People who will be encouraged by your story, healed by your presence, transformed by your obedience. You are not just unlocking your purpose for your own fulfillment. You're unlocking it for the sake of others who will find hope through what you create, what you carry, and who you become. That is the ripple effect of divine calling. It always overflows. And when the doubt rises again, when you wonder if you're doing it right or if you're still off course, come back to me. Let me remind you who you are. Let me affirm that even when progress feels slow, you're moving in purpose. Growth isn't always visible. Impact isn't always measurable. But obedience is never wasted. I see every yes. I multiply every offering. I bless every step of courage. Your potential is real. It is sacred. It is active now. You're not waiting for it to arrive. You are awakening it with every decision to align your life with truth. You are not who you were, and you are not yet who you are becoming, but you are in process, and that process is holy. You're not small in my eyes. You're not random. You're my masterpiece in motion, unfolding your divine purpose step by step, day by day, with power, with clarity, and with the assurance that everything you need I have already placed inside you. Living a purpose-driven life is not about chasing a single moment of perfection. It is about embracing the long, sacred journey of becoming. It is not a straight path paved with certainty, but a winding walk filled with learning, relearning, falling, and rising again. all under the shadow of my wings. I do not require flawless execution to be pleased with you. I require authenticity, obedience, the willingness to keep walking, to keep trusting even when the map is unclear and the road unfamiliar. So many of my children believe that if they truly step into purpose, everything must become easy. But the path of purpose is not paved with ease. It is paved with depth, and depth comes through process. Your journey is not evidence of failure, it is evidence of formation. You are being shaped through every step you take, through the challenges you face, the people you love, the mistakes you make, and the grace you receive. You are becoming someone who carries weight, the kind of spiritual strength that can hold vision without collapsing under pressure. Perfection is not the goal. Evolution is. Becoming more like who I made you to be. Letting go of false identities, stepping out of limiting beliefs, saying yes to transformation even when it costs you comfort. That's the life of purpose. Not a highlight reel, but a holy unfolding. You are not behind because your progress is invisible to others. I see it all. I measure not in outcomes, but in alignment. When your inner world starts reflecting my truth, that is victory. You don't have to have it all figured out to be walking in purpose. You don't need a title or a platform or a clear 5-year plan. You simply need to walk in step with me, to show up where I've placed you, to say what I've put in your heart, to love those in front of you. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, advances the kingdom. Every moment lived in integrity, in kindness, in courage, it all matters, it all builds. Let me tell you this, there are people changing the world from places no one sees. Mothers who speak life into their children, friends who sit in silence with those who are grieving, teachers who choose compassion over control, artists who create beauty in a broken world. These are not minor roles. These are revolutions of love happening quietly, and I honor them. I see what the world misses, and I am pleased. The stories of those who have walked in their purpose fully are never as neat as they appear. Every one of them has wrestled with fear. Everyone has doubted, questioned, wanted to quit. But what sets them apart is not their perfection. It's their persistence. They kept going. They trusted me more than they trusted the voice of discouragement. And that trust became the foundation on which I built great things. Think of those you admire, those who live with clarity, who inspire you, who seem to walk with a sense of destiny. What you see is the fruit of a long, quiet journey, of saying yes, of choosing surrender, of letting me prune, implant, break, and bless in rhythms only I could sustain. The same is true for you. Your purpose is not waiting on perfection, it's waiting on permission. The permission you give yourself to be used right where you are. You don't have to have a massive platform to make a massive impact. You don't need thousands of followers to change the course of a single life. And sometimes, beloved, one life is enough. Do not minimize your purpose because it looks different from someone else's. The truth is, every life touched by love is a miracle. Every seed of kindness sown is a breakthrough. Every brave decision made in silence is an echo that changes eternity. And you are not meant to walk this alone. I created you for community, for connection, for sacred companionship along the way. Isolation is not strength. It is a tactic of the enemy to make you feel alone in your calling. Surround yourself with those who speak life, who remind you of truth, who challenge you with love, and hold you with grace. No great purpose is fulfilled in a vacuum. I have placed people around you not just to encourage you, but to partner with you. Purpose is often clarified in community. When you begin to live from purpose, not just for purpose, everything shifts. You begin to measure success differently. You begin to wake up with anticipation rather than anxiety. You find joy in the process, not just in the outcomes. And even when it's hard, you feel peace because you know you're walking in alignment with who you truly are. That is the power of a purpose-centered life. It doesn't remove difficulty, but it redeems it. It doesn't erase suffering, but it transforms it. It doesn't promise perfection, but it guarantees growth. You were never meant to wander endlessly. You were meant to walk intentionally, not rushed, not compared, not striving, but led, guided, accompanied. You're not lost, beloved. You're learning. You're shedding the old and stepping into the true. Every day you show up, you honor your calling. Every time you keep going, you reinforce your foundation. And every step you take in faith, I multiply. Your story is not waiting to begin. It has already started. And though you cannot yet see the full picture, I am painting something eternal. Trust me. Trust what I'm doing in you and keep walking, not perfectly but purposefully, because I'm with you. I always have been, and I will never stop calling you forward. Beloved, belief is the key that unlocks everything I've planted inside you. Not belief in what the world says about you, not belief based on fleeting emotions or fragile circumstances, but belief rooted in my word over your life. Belief in who I say you are. Belief in what I have placed within you since the foundation of the world. Without belief, even the most sacred calling can remain dormant. But when belief is ignited, purpose awakens like fire, undeniable, powerful, unstoppable. You must understand, your belief is not wishful thinking. It is agreement with heaven. When you choose to believe in your worth, your calling, your divine identity, you are not indulging a fantasy. You are aligning with me. You are giving me permission to move fully through you. I've already done the work of calling you, equipping you, and setting the stage. But belief is what opens the door. It is what gives your spirit access to the fullness of what I prepared. You were not born to doubt yourself. That was learned, shaped by pain, rejection, comparison, and fear. The world taught you to shrink, to hesitate, to measure your value by standards that shift like the wind. But I'm calling you back to original truth, to the place where your soul remembers that you were created in my image, not as a copy, but as a revelation. You are not weak, you are not broken, you are not lacking, you are divine design, breathed into being, held in my hands. The enemy's greatest strategy has never been to destroy your gifts. It's to make you doubt they exist. Because if he can convince you that you are not enough, then you will never even try. He doesn't fear your talent, he fears your belief. Because the moment you believe, you begin to move. You begin to act, you begin to speak, you begin to walk in authority that cannot be manufactured. And when you do that, heaven touches earth through your life. That is why I am relentlessly after your heart. Not to control it, but to heal it. Because a healed heart begins to believe again, and a believing heart becomes dangerous to darkness. It becomes a light others can follow. When you believe who I am in you, fear loses its grip. Doubt loses its volume. The opinions of others begin to fade in the presence of my truth. And my truth over you is this: you are chosen, cherished, commissioned, you're capable, you're courageous, you're called. Self-belief is not pride, it is worship when it is rooted in me. When you say, I believe I can do this, you are not exalting yourself, you are honoring the one who put it in you to begin with. I delight in your confidence when it is anchored in me. I rejoice when you step out, not because you feel fearless, but because you trust that I go before you. That kind of belief is contagious. It awakens faith in others. It builds momentum. It changes atmospheres. You may feel small at times, but even faith the size of a mustard seed moves mountains. The question is not how much belief you have. The question is where your belief is placed. If your faith is in me, it's enough. Even if you feel it wavering, I can work with it. Bring me your shaking hands, your trembling voice, your hesitant yes. I can do miracles with the smallest willingness. I don't need you to roar, I need you to believe. Belief transforms how you see obstacles. What once looked like impossibility now becomes invitation. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I fly? You stop playing small and start walking tall. Not because of arrogance, but because you know you are backed by heaven. And when you believe that I am for you, truly for you, everything begins to change. You become braver, you become clearer. You stop waiting for permission and start living from purpose. Let me also speak to the moments when belief feels far away. I see the days you struggle to trust. I know the inner war between hope and fear. You are not weak for wrestling. You are growing. Doubt is not your destiny. It is a doorway. When you bring your questions to me instead of hiding them, you invite me into the process, and I will meet you there. I do not shame your struggle. I shepherd you through it until belief becomes your foundation again. Start speaking my truth out loud. Declare what I say about you, even when your feelings disagree. Speak over yourself the words I've already written in heaven. I am chosen. I am loved. I am created with purpose. I'm aligned with destiny. I'm not behind. I'm not forgotten. I'm moving forward with God. Your words matter. They are seeds, and every word aligned with my truth is a seed of breakthrough, of confidence, of transformation. Speak life over yourself, over your future, over your calling. This belief will not just change your life, it will affect generations. Because when one person rises in belief, it gives others permission to do the same. When you believe in what I've placed in you, you begin to make room for others to believe in what I've placed in them. That is how legacy is formed. That is how movements begin, not with noise, but with quiet confidence in my voice. You are not meant to live paralyzed by fear. You are meant to live empowered by belief. This is not hype. It is holy. It is sacred. It is what happens when heaven speaks and earth responds. I am not finished with you. In fact, I'm just beginning. And all I ask is this: believe, not just in the outcome, but in the one who holds it. Believe in the process. Believe in the grace. Believe in the calling that cannot be revoked. Because when you believe, really believe, you will walk into places you once avoided. You will say yes to things you once disqualified yourself from. You will build what once felt impossible. You will love without fear, lead without apology, and live without regret. Not because you're perfect, but because you're persuaded. Persuaded that your life is written with eternal intention. There are seasons when my plans seem invisible, when everything in your world feels still, uncertain, or even moving backward. You wonder if you've missed a turn or if I've stopped speaking. But beloved, understand this: silence is not absence, delay is not denial, and stillness is not stagnation. These seasons are not wasted time. They are preparation, foundation, calibration. I am always moving, even when you cannot yet see the evidence. What looks like a pause is often the deepest work I am doing within you. Work that must happen before the visible breakthrough arrives. You're walking through a divine rhythm, not a race. Your journey is not linear, and it's certainly not meant to mimic anyone else's. There will be detours, not because you failed, but because I'm protecting the deeper alignment. Some of the things you called setbacks were actually redirections, orchestrated with purpose to keep you within the frame of what I've ordained for you. My love is not just gentle, it is strategic. I guard your path fiercely, and when necessary, I will block the way forward if it means preserving your destiny. There are assignments on your life that require specific timing. Just as a seed cannot be forced to grow before its season, your purpose unfolds at the speed of your maturity, your surrender, and my perfect orchestration. You're not waiting idly. You're being refined, deepened, strengthened. You're shedding the unnecessary. You're learning how to hear me more clearly, how to walk not by sight but by trust. And every day I'm aligning the pieces around you as well: people, places, provision. All of it moving behind the veil to prepare for the day it meets your readiness. Sometimes I hide things not from you, but for you, storing treasures in the secret place until your heart is ready to carry them with integrity and joy. I am not withholding good from you. I am cultivating the ground so that when the blessing comes, it will not crush you or slip through your hands. I am growing you into the person who can sustain the weight of what I'm giving. In these quieter seasons, I want you to listen for the subtle nudges, the small directions, the daily steps. Purpose does not always arrive with a trumpet blast. Often it shows up as a prompting to speak, a door to knock on, an idea that won't let you go. Do not despise small beginnings. They are often the birthplace of the most significant impact. My kingdom grows like a seed, not a spectacle. Do not look for loud, look for real. Do you feel like you've been hidden, overlooked, like your gifts have gone unnoticed, your progress unseen? I tell you now, I see it all. I see the nights you chose to stay faithful when no one was watching. I see the tears you shed in secret while still showing up in strength. I see the moments you encouraged others while silently questioning your own journey. That is integrity. That is worship. And I have not missed it. Heaven has recorded every act of obedience, every step you took toward me while carrying weight you never asked for. That is the soil where destiny grows. This season is not a punishment. It is a proving ground. A place where I strip away the noise so you can remember your true name, where I allow the old to fall away so the new can rise. Some of the discomfort you feel is not because something is wrong. It's because something in you is growing, stretching, preparing for expansion. Purpose presses before it flourishes, and you are being pressed not to break, but to release a deeper oil from your life. Be patient with this part of your journey. Let me write your pace. Trust that I am not slow. I am precise. What feels like delay is me syncing the rhythm of heaven with the unfolding of your story. And when it comes together, when the right door opens, when the right person arrives, when the vision becomes reality, it will be right. It will be full. It will not have to be forced. You may be tempted to compare, to look at others whose purpose seems to be exploding while yours feels hidden. But do not measure your journey by another's clock. I am not rushing you. I am rooting you. And deep roots produce lasting fruit. What you're building now, though invisible, will not fade when the storms come. You are not being left behind. You are being set apart. And remember, purpose is not a destination. It is a posture, a way of living, a constant saying of yes to what I place in front of you today. Sometimes it looks like leading many. Other times it looks like loving one. Sometimes it feels exciting and clear. Other times it feels slow and ordinary. But if I am in it, it is never insignificant. If it is born of obedience, it is always holy. So stay close. Keep your ear pressed to my heart. Let me be the compass, the timing, the fuel. You don't need to chase opportunity. You need to stay in alignment. You don't need to force open doors. You need to trust me to open the ones that no man can shut. And when I do, you'll walk through with confidence. Not because everything feels easy, but because you'll know without a doubt that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is part of the journey. This is holy ground, and you are right on time. I see the weight you've carried, not just in your hands, but in your heart. The quiet questions that sit in your chest when the world goes still. The ache of not yet seeing what you've prayed for. The wondering if your purpose is still reachable, still alive. You've grown tired, and sometimes you've wondered if the promise was real at all. I understand. I'm not disappointed in you for being weary. You have walked through long stretches of uncertainty. You have hoped through dry seasons and kept moving when the road offered no confirmation. That is not weakness, that is faith. But hear me clearly now. I never gave you a purpose just to let it die in the wilderness. What I have placed inside you is incorruptible. It is rooted deeper than your feelings. It is anchored beyond your circumstances. Purpose is not dependent on external validation. It is a truth etched into your spirit, and no delay, no disappointment, no detour can cancel it. It remains untouched, waiting for your agreement, not for your perfection, but for your participation. There will always be moments when doubt tries to speak louder than truth. When circumstances scream, "This will never happen," when fear whispers, "You missed your moment." But those voices are liars. You have not missed your window. What is yours by divine design cannot be stolen. And though the vision may tarry, it will not fail. I am not finished. You are still in the unfolding. and the next chapter will not look like the last. You've looked at others and wondered how their doors opened so quickly, how they seem to have found their stride while you're still searching. I understand that ache, but I ask you, look again. Look at your own life. Look at how far you've come. Look at how your heart has grown softer, wiser, more patient. That is evidence of purpose doing its deepest work, because what I'm building in you is not surface, it's soul, it's longevity, it's legacy. Your calling isn't on hold, it's maturing, and you're being prepared not just to receive, but to sustain. The difference matters. Many can receive a breakthrough, but not all are prepared to carry it with integrity. You're being made into someone who will not crumble under the weight of answered prayer. Someone who will honor the gift without losing their grounding in me. That is why the journey has been long, because I am not just preparing the outcome, I am preparing the vessel, you. And now I want to speak to the dream that feels buried, the one you've stopped mentioning in conversation, because it feels too fragile, too painful, too foolish. I see that dream. I remember it well. I was there when it was born in your spirit, when your eyes lit up with wonder and your heart dared to hope. That dream has not died. It is resting. It is being refined. I have not abandoned it. I am breathing on it even now. But this time, I am doing it differently. I am not awakening the dream for your sake alone. I am awakening it for the sake of the people your purpose is designed to reach. I am shifting your perspective so that you see it not as a personal achievement, but as a holy responsibility. Because true purpose is not about self-fulfillment. It is about becoming a vessel through which my love, wisdom, and power flow into the lives of others. So rise again, not with the pressure to perform, but with the peace of knowing that I am in control. Let your heart breathe. Let your hands open. Let your faith expand. This is not the end of the story. It is the moment before movement. You are standing on sacred ground, even if it feels like nothing is changing. I do my best work in hidden places, in quiet resolve, in deep surrender. You are not disqualified by your doubts. You are not behind because your steps have been slow. You are not invisible to me just because others have overlooked you. I know exactly where you are. And I am still guiding, still preparing, still calling. I have not forgotten the words I spoke over you. I have not changed my mind. What I start, I finish. What I breathe into, I sustain. And when I ordain, I fulfill. You are not alone. Not in the silence, not in the struggle, not in the waiting. I am with you, closer than your own breath. And I am whispering again, keep going. Your purpose still stands. And when the door opens, and it will, you will not just walk through it. You will walk through it as someone transformed. Someone who knows what it costs to trust in the dark. Someone who knows how to carry purpose with compassion and wisdom. Someone who will not forget the valley once they've reached the mountaintop. You're being shaped for more than a moment. You're being shaped for impact that echoes. And every step, even the unseen ones, has brought you closer. You are not who you used to be. You are becoming who you truly are. And that is the power of walking in divine purpose. Let me now tell you something holy and true. You are already walking in your purpose, even if it doesn't yet feel like it. You've pictured it as some future arrival, a finish line, or a spotlight moment. But your purpose is not waiting somewhere far ahead. It is with you now, in the conversations you have, in the compassion you show, in the choices you make when no one else is looking. You're not waiting to begin. You are living it, moment by moment, with every decision to keep going, to keep growing, to keep trusting me, even when it doesn't all make sense. You think of purpose as something grand and distant, but I see it in the ordinary, in the way you encourage that friend, in the words you write when you're alone, in how you persevere when no one applauds. Purpose is not always loud. It's not always public. It's faithfulness, day in and day out, to what I've placed in your hands, however small or temporary it may seem. If I've placed it in your hands, it's part of the plan. And if you are faithful with what is now, I will entrust you with what is next. You have asked, what if I'm missing it? But I say to you, you're not missing anything. You're being prepared. You're being refined. You're learning to listen, to love, to discern, to lead. What feels repetitive is reinforcing your foundation. What feels unseen is building your endurance. And what feels unclear is calling your faith into deeper alignment. I am not hiding your purpose from you. I am hiding it within you, and I am drawing it out as you walk with me. You are not called to build a brand. You are called to build a life that reflects my glory. You are not called to seek platforms. You are called to stand on the foundation of truth. If I raise your voice, it is because your character can carry it. If I expand your reach, it is because your heart is rooted in me. I am not concerned with appearances. I am concerned with authenticity. And I have been forming something within you that no storm can shake. I want you to see yourself as I do, not as someone chasing a dream, but as someone carrying destiny. There is a difference. Dreams are desires you hope to reach. Destiny is identity fulfilled. And when you live from destiny, when you embrace the truth that your life was authored with intention, you begin to show up with purpose in every place I send you. You begin to bless others not to earn something, but because blessing has become your nature. You stop seeking validation and start living from conviction. That is power. That is purpose. That is divine alignment. You have asked, but how do I know I'm on the right path? And I say, look at the fruit. Do you see more peace even in pressure? Do you sense growth even if it's slow? Do you find your spirit stirred by things that once seemed distant or impossible? That's purpose breaking through. That's me leading you, not with pressure, but with peace. Not with anxiety, but with steady conviction. My spirit never drives, it leads. And if you feel peace even in uncertainty, you are closer than you think. You were never meant to walk this path alone. I created you to thrive in connection with me, yes, but also with others. Purpose flourishes in community. The enemy will always try to isolate you, to convince you that no one understands, that you have to figure it all out yourself. But I've placed people around you who are part of your journey. Some will walk with you, others will challenge you. Some will mentor, others will be mentored by you. All of it matters. Don't resist the connections I bring. They are part of the building. They are part of your becoming. Let me also remind you that your purpose is not threatened by other people's success. You are not in competition with anyone. You are not behind. You are not lacking. There is enough space in my kingdom for everyone's light to shine. The call on your life does not shrink in someone else's blessing. It grows when you celebrate them. Stay focused. Stay humble. Stay ready. I will open the right doors at the right time, and you will walk through them not needing to prove yourself, but simply to be yourself. Purpose is not just what you do. It's who you become. It's how you respond to my voice, how you love when it's hard, how you stay faithful when it's quiet. And when you look back one day, you'll see that the most powerful moments weren't the ones that looked impressive to others. They were the hidden ones, the prayers no one heard, the battles you fought in silence, the decisions you made in the quiet corners of your life that shaped who you're becoming. And that, beloved, is what I'm after. You're becoming. Because when you live from your true identity, purpose flows naturally. You no longer chase it, you embody it. You no longer fear the future. You begin to shape it with every act of obedience. That is how legacies are born. That is how heaven touches earth. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep showing up to your life with faith. Your purpose is not ahead of you, waiting. It's within you, rising. Come close now, and let me tell you again what your heart needs to remember. You are not wandering without direction. You are being led, even now, with precision that surpasses your understanding. Every step, every pause, every seeming detour, all of it is wrapped in my sovereign guidance. You haven't lost your way. You've only lost sight of how closely I walk with you. But I have never stopped moving you forward, even in moments when you felt still. You have never been without my presence. and your purpose has never slipped from my view. There's a reason the path has been winding. There's a reason it hasn't always made sense. You've questioned me, and I've welcomed every question. Not because I owe you explanations, but because I long to be close to you in the wrestling. Purpose is not just about understanding. It is about relationship. I care more about walking with you than rushing you into outcomes. The journey matters because it is in the journey that I refine you, teach you, and show you who you truly are. You're closer to the fullness of your calling than you realize, and the signs have been growing clearer. There's a new boldness rising in you, even if you're still learning to trust it. There's a clarity surfacing, not loud, not overwhelming, but sure. You feel it in your spirit, even when your mind tries to argue with it. That's my voice. That's the alignment between my heart and yours. The more you tune into it, the stronger it becomes. The more you obey it, the more doors will open in time. Let go of the fear that you're not enough. Let go of the pressure to perform. Your identity is not in your productivity, it is in your belonging. You are mine, always have been. You don't need to strive for worth, you already carry it. You don't need to earn a place at the table, I've already prepared a seat for you. And when you understand that, when you live from that place of security, purpose becomes a joy, not a burden. Many look for calling in grand gestures, but I reveal purpose in daily obedience. I pour it out through the work of your hands, the love in your voice, the choices you make when no one is watching. You may not always see the fruit in real time, but I'm tracking every seed, every act of kindness, every faithful yes, every time you chose truth over ease. These are not small things. These are the building blocks of your divine legacy, and that legacy will not fade. It will not die with your body. It will echo generation to generation, because when you live in purpose, you live beyond yourself. You become a vessel of change, a living answer to someone else's prayer. And that, my beloved, is how I reveal myself through you. That is how heaven touches earth through the lives of those who dare to believe they matter. I know you still wonder at times how it will all unfold. You wish for a map, a timeline, a visible guarantee. But I offer something better, my presence. I do not give you all the answers at once, because if I did, you might run ahead without me. Instead, I give you daily bread. I give you what you need for this step and then the next. I guide you by peace, not pressure. I reveal in part so that you stay close to the whole, me. And I want you to remember this. Even your failures, even your regrets, are not powerful enough to cancel your purpose. I have already factored your imperfections into my plan. What the enemy meant for harm, I will use for good. The parts of your story you wish you could erase, I will redeem them. They will become testimonies, bridges, revelations of grace for others walking behind you. You will not be defined by what broke you. You will be known by the way you rose with me. You are stepping into a new season now, a season where your inner life and your outer path come into greater harmony, where what I've been cultivating in private begins to shine in public, not for recognition, but for impact. You will walk into rooms where you once felt unworthy and carry authority born not of pride but of process, the kind of authority that cannot be faked because it was formed in fire. Do not shrink back now. You've come too far to retreat into comfort. This is not the moment to doubt. This is the moment to remember. Remember what I've spoken. Remember how I've held you. Remember what you've survived. You're not the same person who began this journey. You're stronger, softer, braver. You're becoming a living example of what it means to be called and carried by God. So walk forward, even if your legs still tremble. Walk with assurance, not because the road is smooth, but because I am sure, because I am unchanging, because I am faithful, because I am with you. And with me, purpose will never pass you by. It will always come to meet you right where obedience finds breath. Your life was written with eternal intention. And now that intention is beginning to manifest in how you think, in how you speak, in how you love, in how you lead. You've walked this far with me, and now I say it with clarity. Your life is not random. Your journey is not meaningless. You have not been wandering aimlessly. You are a person of divine purpose, born with eternal significance, crafted by my hands, released into this world to carry my light in a way no one else can. This truth is not distant. It is alive in you now. It has always been. You've only needed to remember. Remember that before the noise of the world, there was my voice calling you by name. Before the expectations were placed on your shoulders, there was my design forming in your spirit. Before shame tried to cover you, there was my delight in every detail of who you are. I have never changed my mind about you, not once. Through every season, the faithful ones and the messy ones, I have seen you as mine. And everything I've written for your life is still active, still unfolding, still waiting for your full agreement. You do not need to keep striving to find what I've already placed inside you. You do not need to keep searching for a purpose that has never left you. It is not something to chase. It is someone you are becoming. You carry destiny in your spirit. You reflect my image. You are not here just to fill space or pass time. You are here to reflect me, to love deeply, to build what lasts, to restore what's broken, and to release heaven into earth through the simplicity of your obedience. You have felt the stirring in your restlessness, in your dreams, in the conversations that won't leave you. That stirring is my spirit awakening you to more. Not more burden, not more striving, but more alignment, more peace, more joy in walking in step with me. You don't have to wait for the perfect conditions. You don't need a stage or a spotlight. You need only to say yes, one step, one act of obedience, one choice to believe again. That's how purpose becomes power. Let me be clear. You have a part to play in this world that no one else can. I didn't just create you to fill a gap. I created you to be a voice, a light, a presence that brings something uniquely divine into the places you walk. You are my ambassador. You are my artist, my builder, my peacemaker, my visionary, my healer, my teacher, my encourager. You may not wear a title, but you carry my touch, and that is what transforms lives. Don't underestimate the power of your presence. Don't diminish your impact just because it doesn't look like someone else's. You were never meant to copy. You were meant to carry. You carry wisdom through your scars. You carry beauty through your pain. You carry redemption through your story. And when you show up fully alive, fully yourself, fully surrendered, heaven is revealed through you in ways that no one else can replicate. This is the life I call you into. Not a perfect one, but a purposeful one. Not one without difficulty, but one that knows its direction. A life that doesn't escape pain but transforms it. A life that doesn't seek applause but creates legacy. A life that knows the weight of my presence and releases it into everyday places, into families, neighborhoods, workspaces, and hearts. I don't want you to wait for some distant arrival point. I want you to live now, fully present, fully aligned, fully rooted. Because when you live from purpose, you stop merely surviving. You begin thriving. You begin sowing into things that last, and you begin waking up each day with clarity, even when the details are still forming. You have permission to walk boldly now, not because you're certain of every outcome, but because you're confident in me. You can trust my timing. You can trust my leading. You can trust that even when the way is unclear, I'm not confused, and I will finish what I began in you. This is your moment to step into the light of who you truly are, not defined by fear, not ruled by shame, not shackled by old stories, but alive, whole, walking in rhythm with heaven. Not waiting for affirmation from the world, but walking in the affirmation I've spoken over you since the beginning. You are mine. You are ready. You are chosen for this. Purpose is not pressure. It is privilege. It is the honor of carrying something sacred and letting it shape the way you live, love, and lead. You don't need to try harder. You need only to believe, to breathe, to begin. Beloved, as this message comes to a close, remember, my voice does not end here. Every time you return to this place, you step back into a space where I am waiting to speak purpose, peace, and destiny over your life. The journey to discovering who you truly are and what you carry is not meant to be walked alone. When the world makes you doubt your design, come back here and let me remind you. Let this channel be your sanctuary, a place where your spirit is reawakened and your vision is restored. Subscribe, revisit, and bring those you love, because every word you hear is a seed for new beginnings and breakthrough. I am writing new chapters for you, and every time you listen, I am ready to unfold more. So do not let this be the last time you seek my voice. Come back whenever you need clarity. Come back when you are weary, when you hunger for truth, when you are desperate to remember your purpose. Together, we will uncover what I have hidden in you since the beginning. There is more, always more of my love, my wisdom, my plans, and my presence waiting here for you. Until you return, know this: you are mine, you are called, and you are never, ever alone. Amen.